Howdy folks, this is Jethro.
And Lugnut.
We're back from PamsCON, a good old model show, and a bunch of good vendors there selling a bunch of stuff to us, spending money we shouldn't have spent, but just wanted to do a quick review of what we picked up, a little stash had, and just talk about what we did while we were there. The ones on the table in front of you, those are all the ones that we brought to help fill up the tables. They are definitely table fillers. We don't build show winners, but we have a lot of fun with it. We enjoyed building them and we enjoyed showing them, and got to meet up with several guys. Old Tom was there, and I don't know very many last names, but Brad, Dan, we met Dan there, and Jim, the styrene monkey, and then Skip from Skip-O-Matics. We met several others, but I don't really remember. I mean, I just talked to a lot of different people. It was a lot of fun. We had a good time there. Good turnout.
Yeah, it was what they say, almost 500 cars or something. They said on the tables, or 500 models total through the show. Of course, they had a lot more than just cars there. They had the busts and sci-fi ships and warships and planes, trains, and automobiles. All that, everything they had.
How much for trains?
No, there was a couple.
There was a few.
There was a couple things there.
Yeah.
But they said they had about, I think it was a little over 500 models total made it to tables.
Yeah.
Which is great. It was a good turnout. They filled up most of the tables they had out there. There wasn't a whole lot of space left to be had for display stuff.
It was good. A lot of really, really nice builds there. Some really nice stuff. A few of the guys took home some awards. We'll let them deliver that news for you. But there was a few of the YouTubers that won some awards, and some really cool stuff. I had a great time just sitting around chatting with the guys and walking around looking at all the builds and going around buying some stuff that we don't need. I gotta make room in the closet for more stuff now, but we're just gonna go over real quick our stash ads. But we just wanted to kind of give an overview. It was a lot of fun, you guys. If you have a chance to get out to a model show, contest, display, whatever they want to call it, it's a lot of fun. Usually you'll end up meeting up with a bunch of guys, and I mean, as you guys know, people in this hobby are usually just great people. A lot of fun. Everybody's having a good time, and had a good time visiting with the guys. So you want to go ahead and show?
Yeah, I have the more of the two of us.
He has the more. He has
because
the
I have the spending problem, or
he has the less willpower, or
less frugal, or less. Yeah. Anyway, I got a lot.
You got a lot. We'll tell you what we got.
One of the first things that I picked up was an obvious one for any of you guys who have been around the channel for a while and know him and his 1-to-1 scale cars. I picked up this AMT 1948 Ford. This one's a coupe. His is a sedan, the real one that he has, the 1-1 scale. But it's a 1/43rd scale. So, spoiler alert, this is probably going to be my small scale entry build for next year. When that one gets started up, I'm going to save it. It's a pretty old kit. There's no copyright date on it, but there is 5-digit zip code, so 60s at the earliest, I guess.
Yeah, we're figuring probably early mid-60s probably when they built that one.
So it's pretty neat, and I mean, obviously he's had a 48 Ford for longer than he's had me.
Yep.
So I've grown up around it. I know it well, and I love it. I love that car and have a lot of great memories in it. So hence I bought a model for it.
Yep.
Though, like I said, it is a coupe, not a sedan, but 48 Ford sedans are hard to find in models unless you get a resin.
Almost impossible. Yep.
So, anyway, bought a couple of decal sheets and sticker sheets. I focused very heavily on NASCAR kits because I had so much fun building the Maxwell House car during the Battle of the Beans, and I really love seeing a finished NASCAR kit on the shelf. And I've been a NASCAR fan my whole life, so it's my bread and butter basically. I got this decal sheet for Lake Speed's Purex Thunderbird. I got to get a donor car to go with this, but I always like this paint scheme, and frankly, who doesn't like Lake Speed?
Yeah.
I've never met somebody who doesn't like Lake Speed. Another one I got is Jeff Gordon's 2001 Peanuts 50th anniversary car decal sheet. So again, have to find a donor kit for that, but that's a cool looking car, and he actually has a small 1/64 scale die cast of that car. So it'd be cool to have a 1/24 scale model to build.
Yep.
Got a couple of stickers. This one, the NASCAR 75th anniversary contingency sticker. This is the same contingency basically that's on all the stock cars this year running. Got this one. This is a bit of a nostalgia trip for me. The Nextel Cup Series. I was alive when Nextel came in, and only just though. And I remember the Nextel Cup Series quite well for several years that went on. And this is a pretty old Gatorade contingency. You can tell by how bright the orange is and how much they had to catch the camera. It's got some age to it. So wanted to pick those up because I've been buying stickers for longer than I've been buying cars, and that's saying something. Anyway, now I'll move on to some models, I guess. Finally found a kit of a car that I definitely have been wanting to build for a while. This is Bobby Labonte's 1995 Interstate Batteries Monte Carlo. I'm a sucker for the 95 Monte Carlos with the pinstriped headlights. They only did that in 95 and 96, if memory serves me right. And I've always liked the old Interstate Battery schemes with Dale Jarrett and Bobby Labonte especially. They looked really good back then. So I wanted to build this car specifically. In fact, we had a 95 Monte Carlo in the back with a ruined decal sheet, and I was going to buy a sheet of this decal sheet to kind of use as a donor for the other one and build this car anyway. So when I found a already dedicated kit to that, I was sold instantly, because now I can use the other one to probably build Terry's car, so we have the Labonte brothers.
Man, somewhere J.J. Yaley is pining because he didn't mention his name.
I know. I didn't like J.J. Yaley's paint scheme as much. It was just green. There was nothing there. But
he's still upset.
I know.
He says, I think he's calling right now.
He did all right, though. He did all right.
He was okay. We forget about him, though.
In fairness to J.J. Yaley, this is a complete aside and totally off subject. In fairness to J.J. Yaley, he was there when Joe Gibbs was at its weakest.
Yes.
As a team, Joe Gibbs Motorsports was not doing well in the mid-2000s, and that's when J.J. Yaley got suckered in. He had a bad timing.
Yeah.
Anyway, next kit that I got, also in 1995, because I've kind of become more and more familiar with that season as we go along. Mark Martin's car for that one, because I always liked Mark Martin as well. I mean, who doesn't?
Yeah.
He's a really nice guy in real life, and on the racetrack he raced with respect, which is always a good sign.
Proves once again, nice guys do finish second.
Yes, a lot. Anyway, so this is his Valvoline car from 1995. A little bit different than the older one. There was a 92 and a 95 there, and I kind of picked up the 95 because, well, I got that Bobby Labonte one, and I got a couple more 95 Monte Carlos around that I'll be building, so it'll be nice to have as many of them as possible for the 95 roster. Next one we got, this is an exciting one. We found the Mellow Yellow Days of Thunder kit, and you'll see in Dad's stash we may or may not have found another. So I've got the Russ Wheeler Hardy's car and the official Days of Thunder monogram kit, so this will be a nice companion piece to that one, as they were part of the climactic final race.
I'm hoping the kit is nicer than the box.
Yeah, the box, well, the plastic is not doing well, but it is still wrapped in the original plastic, and it got a little bit of a whammo in one spot, but it should be okay. I did get one die cast celebrating the 75th anniversary of NASCAR. One of the guys that was there was selling a bunch of these 1/64 scale die casts, and he's somebody I'm familiar with, a vendor I'm familiar with from other swap meets and stuff, so I bought that one from him, as well as all the stickers. And then I got two already built kits in bags that are kind of older built kits, so they're not in the best of shape, but that's the point. So they're both Bill Elliott McDonald's cars, I think from 96 and 97 or so. Because it's not the 95 car, that one was basically all red. I'm thinking this one was 96 and this one was 97 or so. Anyway, The reason being behind me buying these is I'm going to use these as test dummies to try and do some weathering techniques on this one that's in nicer shape. It's going to look like a survivor that's just been through, call it a Bristol or Bristol night race rather, or maybe the Coke 600, just a long race. It's a little beat, but not too bad. This one's in not so great shape, so it's probably going to get some damage done to it intentionally, as in make it look like it kind of got scuffed up a little bit in a race. Who knows? They were cheap and they're old Bill Elliott cars anyway, so if anything, I can just, chicken out on the idea and have some Bill Elliott cars on the shelf. And one more thing from me. Dad was so disappointed when I walked up. It's a big one. This is one of the all-in-one kits from Monogram and Testers. This is Dale Earnhardt and Michael Waltrip's cars that come with everything you need to build it, including the little work pad, whatever you call that thing, from Testers, the mat type deal. Comes with a tube of glue, comes with all the paint, everything you need, all in that one kit. And it was, what did I pay, $20 for this thing? So, like steal of a deal for 2 full kits. Only thing missing out of this box is the decal sheet for each cars. But frankly, the decal sheet that would have been in here isn't as good as some of the ones you can buy secondhand or now, like reprints, aftermarkets of them. So I'm just gonna go on like Mike's Decals and get some decal sheets for these 2 cars, and they'll probably look better than they would have box stock. So that's all for me. I'm gonna shut up now and let the old man talk.
Because I don't have as much, and I don't say as much.
Yeah.
Either way, but anyway.
Well, I don't riff on J.J. Yaley, unlike some of us. Give a hard time to the poor guy.
Feeling sorry for him.
Uh-huh.
Anyway, I got not to be outdone with the Bill Elliott thing. I found the Bill Elliott. I've always been a big Bill Elliott fan. I always liked him. Always pulled for him. I liked his personality and his driving style. This box has got a pretty huge whammo right there. I'm hoping the kit's in better shape than that. It should be, but hey, we got the kit. It was only like $10 or something for that. Yeah, it was $10 for that one. And then we got another Days of Thunder car. This is a spoiler alert. These Days of Thunder cars will probably end up being next year's NASCAR group build for us. Maybe.
Some of the Days of Thunder cars. Like I said, I already have the Russ Wheeler car, and we'll have to decide which ones we want to do. But
this one looks like it's pretty good. It's all sealed up in its original wrapping and all of that.
Looks good.
So that looks like good in the box. Everything looks good in that one.
And if memory serves me right, I'll have to do a little bit of research on this, or somebody out there in the comments knows, let us know. I think the only 3 Days of Thunder kits they ever produced are the 3 we have here. The City Chevrolet car, the Mellow Yellow car, and the Hardee's car. I don't think they ever produced the Superflow car or the Exxon car. They may have done the Superflow car, but it is really hard to find if they did, because I've never seen one. I've seen these 2, and I've seen the Hardee's car the most. I've seen these 2 occasionally, but never been able to find them or buy them till today. We had the means and the motivation, I guess. So
that too.
2/3 of it.
Okay, and then the last kit I got, it was a Mustang 66 Mustang GT350, the Hertz Rent-A-Racer, as they called it. I don't know if Hertz actually called it that. I think that's what everybody else called it.
Probably.
Because that's what they became. Anyway, people would rent them and take them to the drag strip. Anyway, I remember seeing this car when I was 5 years old, and I couldn't understand why my dad wouldn't buy it. But now I understand it was over $5,000 in 1966. So it was twice as much as a regular Mustang. So that's why he didn't buy it. But in his defense, he did later buy a '65 convertible. So
red.
Yeah, it was red. So it was pretty cool. But that car got me. One of the first cars I can remember that really just got me as far as cars go. That might be partially to blame for who I turned out to be. So, and then the last thing I got was an old bagged kit of a
97
98. This is a 97 or 98 F-150. Alan has one lug nut officially on YouTube, but anyway, the cat's out of the bag now.
It's been out of the bag for 4 videos.
It has. But anyway,
yeah.
He's got one of these that was actually mine before that.
Real one, 1-to-1 scale.
Yeah, 1-to-1 scale. So it's an extended cab. This one is not. I just blew the windshield out of it. But anyway, so I got this one. It was cheap, $6 for the whole thing, and it's in really good shape other than the fact that it's falling apart.
Yeah,
so
whoever built it last did a good job.
Yeah, it was a really nice build, but it just kind of fell apart on him eventually. So
yeah.
we'll do something with that, put it together like his truck, and
yeah.
And that's that about wraps it up. I think it's probably long enough. They're probably sleeping. You probably ought to clap your hands real loud or something.
Wake up!
See if they're awake still, or they zoned out a long
Well,
time
yeah.
ago. But anyway,
well, like old Tom was telling us, sometimes he'll turn it on in his shop and just
Yeah.
be working and forget
Yeah.
what's going on. Hey, Tom, if you're doing that, wake up, buddy. Video's almost over.
yeah. But anyway, we'll not keep you any longer because it's been long for one of my videos.
This is a long video, but
Yeah.
it's a stash ad, and those tend to
Yeah.
run a little long, so it's okay.
So, but yeah, it was PamsCON,
Success.
the Polk Area Modelers Society, I believe, is what PAMS stands for, Polk County. So anyway, it was a good time. We had a lot of fun. It was well worth the trip.
Yes.
2.5 hour trip for us to get there.
Roundabout, yeah.
And another 2.5 to get back, oddly enough. But anyway.
Yeah, it was a nice little excursion because we actually have a family friend that is down there in Plant City, so it was a good excuse to go see them for the first time in many years.
Long time, yeah.
So it was
a good visit.
Yeah, it was a good visit.
Nice.
So we came back late because of that. not necessarily just the model show running a little long. We stopped and saw an old friend, so had some catching up to do. But
Yep.
it was a good trip and very well worth it. Good first experience. It was my first ever model show. I've always missed JaxCon. I got something going on the weekend of JaxCon every year. So it was a nice first foray into the modeling show world. So
it was a good time. We had a good time. It was fun. A lot of nice cars. A lot of great folks.
There was a lot of really brilliant builds there. It
Yeah.
blew me away. Some of the stuff that was there. You'll see some of it. He well, actually most of it. He took a lot of pictures,
Yeah,
and
took some
he'll
pictures,
have a video up at some point soon. You'll
And
see
the vendors were really, there was a lot of stuff for sale there too,
Yeah.
like usual. So
it kind of blew me mind a little bit. When I'm used to Daytona vendors, they'll have 10, 11 models for sale, and you walk in from the entry door, you can see stacks 5 feet high of models for sale. And it's pretty wild. There was plenty of variety, as you can see.
Yeah.
Although I didn't really show much variety. I showed a lot of NASCAR, but they're cheap.
But anyway,
so.
we need to wrap her up here. So
we're rambling.
We're rambling and babbling at the same time. We're not even going to try to make up that word at this hour. So anyway, thanks for tuning in. Thank you guys, all my subscribers, all you guys for watching and putting up with all of our nonsense. And
seems to be more when I'm on camera, but whatever.
But anyway, that's it. We're done. Anything else to add to it?
No.
Nope. That's it. All right. That's it. Jethro.
And Lugnut.
Over and out.